I think it's better if I put this over here. So now I can't see anything. Oh shoot. Maybe if I move. Then my face isn't showing, that's the only bad thing. Oh well. Can't find a way to do it on that side anyways. Okay, I'm gonna wait. That's hot. Corn oil. It's a little bit of butter. Alright, I'm going to get started in a little bit. Just getting my ingredients. Sure that's hot. Get that wood in. Okay, so now I got all the soy sauce and ingredients. Going to get started. Gonna test if it's hot, and I think it is. Okay, first I'm going to get, this is the rice from yesterday, it's already made. Gonna get that a little bit, let me put some oil down on the pan. Just a tiny bit, I do not want it to stick, nor do I want it to be that oily. I use mostly oil this time instead of butter, usually I'll use butter. Just a tiny bit of this will do. Oh, it's not hot yet. Whoops. You could crank the volume up, so at least there's something in the background. Okay? Put the volume up on the TV. Okay. It's still not that hot. Okay, well, wait and get stuff out. Poultry, and then I also like to use a little bit of this from a ramen packet, so use a little bit of that as our seasoning. Make sure this is broken up enough. Which I think it is. Still probably. I'll get going here in a little bit. Sorry about that, I need to go get a drink of water. Add a bit of rice. Down the temperature. gonna put the rice away now. Got enough. Gonna do that at a lower temperature than usual. I've lowered it already. Just gonna whisk it around. Should have broken up. I should have broken up the rice more. Gonna be a problem, I think. Now we have the oil, the rice, and a tiny bit of butter pan. We have our 2 soy sauce. I'm using this one as well as this brand. This is a brand local to the area, so get local, like Cardi B said. And this is poultry seasoning. And I meant to get Chinese 5 spice. Let me look for it. This is Chinese 5 spice. And yeah, so this is also ground black pepper. Adding as well, and we also have the ramen seasoning as well to add more spice to it. So, I think I might need a tiny bit more oil, looks like, or I could just lower the temperature. That works as well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add more oil, just a tiny bit more. There we go. So using my marbles there for a second. Okay. Just a tiny bit. There. There's like only 5 drops that came out of it that time, which is that's all right. Now I'm going to add the soy sauce. First, I'm going to add a little bit of this. Gotta be careful because there's no spout. It's not in the bottle this time. A bit of that. Chinese 5 spice. Throw that on there. And then now toss it around. You could also add vegetables to this too, but I'm going to do that separately. It's possible to cook them in this pan, but I'm just doing this quickly for now. It stops sizzling, but that's okay. I don't want to raise the heat on it because I don't want it to stick. Okay, now I'm going to add some turmeric. If I can find it. There we go. Oh, that one's bad. I might have a new one somewhere. Yep, we do. This is our turmeric. Colors food yellow to orange, depending on how much you want to use. Just use a little bit. Get that coloration. Need to unscrew the cap. This might be a little bit more challenging than I thought. Nope. Just pop it right off like that. Break the seal. Put back the cap on it. Push it down. There we go. I'm just going to add a tiny bit of it. There we go. Now that's going back down here. Here's the spatula again. Not much action because there's not much oil left. I don't want to add that much oil, but that much will do. It's just more to prevent it from sticking. That's why I'm also at a low heat. I'm going to put all rice to one side. Bring the camera over. Pardon. Flip it. Going to put them all to one side like that. Gonna put some soy sauce and then move all the rice to that side, and then while I'm doing that, I'm going to add more seasoning. Okay. Going to do the other soy sauce this time. This one's a little bit more of a stronger taste than the less sodium one. It's not so. It's also more, of course, more sodium, but it's not just that taste. It's more like this one feels like it's been fermented longer, just because it has a stronger taste, kind of stronger smell than the Kikkoman. Even the regular Kikkoman doesn't have that strong of a smell when compared to this. So I'm just gonna put a few drops. Now I'm just going back and forth. Mixing it all in. I could add more oil. I could even add sesame oil if I want to be adventurous. I just have to control myself when I'm adding that because it's such a strong flavor, strong smell as well. I'm going to add more seasoning. This time the ramen packet. Add some of this, just a tiny bit. All over the rice, just a tiny bit. Okay. I think that's the only thing that's missing is pepper. Just a tiny bit. There we go. Bit more oil maybe we can do as well, just to make sure it doesn't stick. And we're gonna pour, and come on. There we go. It's just a tiny bit of drops. There we go. That's all that's needed. Okay, so now all the dry spices have been added. We did 2 rounds of soy sauce. We'll do the third round just for good measure. I'll also crank up the heat a bit. Make a little center again. This is what I'm talking about. Like pushing the rice to the sides to make like a crater like that, and then I pour the liquid seasoning, the soy sauce, in the middle, and I just scoot everything in and toss and turn it a little bit, and it's gonna be perfect. Okay. I'll probably crank up the heat here. Just add a little bit more. Get the heat. Just moving the rice to the center. There we go. Constantly moving it to the center to mix it all. I'm gonna let that heat up, and then after maybe a minute or so, I'm going to plate it. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna put away my ingredients. Can you hear it sizzle? It's sizzling from here. It's almost done. Let me just toss and turn it a few more seconds. It's not too strong. It's just light light smell of all the spices and seasonings. Okay. I think we're about done. Yep, this looks good. Bring the camera around for an aerial view. Boom. And I think that took us only like 10 minutes. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off. And plate. It's tough because the sides aren't greased with oil, so it's kind of sticking to the side of the pan. Just a tiny bit. Just a lot on the side still. And just gonna start with some last pieces to the plate. There we have it. Okay, put that here. Alright, so I'm going to bring this over here. I'm going to dust off the countertop because there's a bunch of spice on it. It's gonna color my hands yellow because it's mostly the turmeric. It's on the countertop here. Just put it all in my hand. Yeah, I can wipe it down with water as well. Okay. And dry it off now. Some tiny bits and specks still. There we go. Okay. Alright, so there you have it. Just made fried rice, and here's what it looks like. Here's the finished product for all of you. This beautiful golden color. I love it. It smells good too. It's not that strong, but I made sure to control the sodium and intensity of the spices, so it's not that overwhelming, but it's beautiful. I like the color. Alright, I'm going to go and have lunch now. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Have a good day. Please do something nice for someone. See you guys.